Comprehension 1啦 What lifts off coal and water puffs out steam like a kettle and can travel at over 100 miles per hour? It's a steam train. 咩意思咧？咩叫 lifts off 咧？即係用煤啦同水啦去運作㗎啦。咁亦都係 puffs out，即係會噴出一啲蒸氣，好似個 kettle 即係好似個水壺咁樣啦，水煲咁樣。And can travel at over 100 miles per hour， 即係可以行得咁快。咁樣咧係咩嚟嘅咧？係蒸汽火車。咁呢篇閱讀理解咧就係解一個蒸汽火車嘅歷史啦，可以講話。咁我哋睇一睇呢度啦。These giant mechanical dinosaurs are now absent from most of the world's railroads。即係話咧呢一架呢啲咁樣嘅巨型嘅機械。dinosaurs 就係即係恐龍啦。咁點解稱佢為恐龍咧？嗱，你諗下恐龍同埋佢有咩共同之處咧？就係、接住就講咗啦，就係 are now absent from most of the world's railroads， 即係話咧，而家大部分嘅火車咧都已經唔係用蒸汽去推進㗎啦。But steam technology has an appealing romance。And steam trains still run as tourist attractions in many places。咁即係話蒸汽呢個科技咧就好吸引啦，即係感覺上。於是咧好多啲遊客咧都會想嘗試坐翻蒸汽火車。你見到啲蒸汽會喺啲車度即係火車路上面噴出嚟啊！咁啲係會喺啲旅遊景點度咧就有啲火車公司都依然會運作嘅。咁睇睇呢個第一題啦。Why does the writer of the passage describe steam trains as dinosaurs？ 點解話稱佢為一個恐龍咧？就係 this is because 佢問你 why 嘛，咁所以你就話因為點解咧 ？This is because 咁佢上面有講過啦，就係呢啲咁嘅火車係 absent from most of the world's railroads 啦。咁就係話佢哋已經係唔再用啦。Steam trains are not used nowadays， 即係話今時今日咧係唔再用啦。或者你可以抄翻之前嗰句咧 ，Steam trains are absent from most of the world's railroads 都 OK 嘅。另外咧就what are steam engines used for today？ 即係話現在如果蒸汽嘅推動嘅機器，究竟現在係用嚟做乜嘢咧 ？Today 今時今日咧就係答咗呢度咧，就係話係而家咧係用嚟作為一個 tourist attractions， 就係話一啲好似旅遊景點嘅地方。咁你就會講話咧steam engines are used to run trains for tourists。到第二段啦噃，steam trains are powered by steam engines. These steam engines deserve to be remembered。咁佢話咧就係呢啲蒸汽火車咧就係由一啲 steam engines 去推動㗎啦 ，powered by 即係推動啦。These steam engines deserve 即係值得我哋去即係紀念嘅。點解咧？接住就 because 啦 ，because they play a key role in the global industrial revolution of the 18th and 19th centuries。就最主要咧就因為咧喺18、19世紀嗰陣時咧嘅全球嘅工業革命咧就有一個咩叫 key role 咧，一個好重要嘅角色。During this time, they were used to power not only trains, but also a wide variety of machines in factories. Steam engines ranked with cars, aeroplanes, telephones, radio, and television among the greatest invention of all time。即係話咧係即係蒸汽嘅火車啦，或者用蒸汽推動嘅機器咧，係 rank with。咩叫 rank with 咧？呢個字係解排行咁嘅意思啊，即係同車啦、飛機啦、電話啦、收音機同埋電視咧，係都係排行係我哋嘅即係其中一個最偉大嘅發明之一。But how exactly do they work？ 咁以下咧就會講俾你聽咧，一個蒸汽嘅推動嘅引擎咧係會點樣運作啦。咁我哋睇一睇呢一度第3條問題先答咗。 Why does the writer think that people today should know about steam engines？ 即係佢覺得點解今時今日嘅人，我到而家點解我哋而家都唔用啦？咁點解要知道有關 steam engines 嘅嘢咧？咁佢呢度有講咧，就係話原因就係因為乜嘢啊 ？Because 其實佢都直接有講啦，就係 because they play a key role in the global industrial revolution of the 18th and 19th centuries， 同埋或者就係話佢係咧。都係it is one of the greatest inventions of all time， 即係其中一個最偉大嘅發明之一。咁你求其答一個啦，或者答晒兩個咧，都係可以係啱嘅。咁我哋睇一睇啦，應該係寫翻 This is because steam engines。steam engines 點樣咧？就係played。用翻 past tense 啦，當年 played a key role in the global industrial revolution。revolution 即係革命啊，即係當時咧嘅革命啦。又或者係 because 乜嘢咧 ？because they are one of the greatest inventions。 好啦，我哋睇翻呢一度啦，咁佢就話咧第三段啦 ，A steam engine is a machine that burns coal to release the heat energy that it contains。咁即係話咧一個蒸汽推動嘅引擎咧就係點樣啊？其實係燒煤啦，然後就發到啲熱力出嚟啦。就跟住點樣會有發到，即係點解會推動到嗰個火車咧？就 is an example of what we call a heat engine， 即係一個咧用熱力推動嘅一個嘅引擎，一個嘅機器。It's similar to a giant kettle sitting on top of a coal fire。咁即係話咧，用一啲煤嘅火啦，然後咧就煲滾一啲好似鋪住一個水煲擺咗一個嘅煤頭上邊啦。The heat from the coal fire boils the water in this kettle and turns it into steam。即係話咧，因為你燒煤啦，咁就會令到可以發熱啦，咁就會燒滾咗呢一個壺嘅裏邊嘅水，而呢個咧就會 turns it into steam。 it 就係指乜嘢咧？就係 the water in the kettle。咁其實係指啲水咯，將啲水變成蒸汽。咁當你推動蒸汽嗰陣時，譬如話你喺廚房度煲水嘅話，你都會見到咧係啲水蒸氣喺度會推，即係想推開個蓋噶嘛，嗰啲就係嗰啲力出嚟啦。But instead of blowing uselessly into the air like the steam from a kettle, the steam in a steam engine is captured 即係 caught 咁嘅意思啊，即係話咧係會善用咗嗰啲嘅蒸氣啦 and used to power a machine such as a steam train。 咁好啦，其實個 it 咧就係指個 water 啦，咁究竟煲滾水同埋係即係煲嗰啲滾水嗰啲蒸氣，同埋真係喺個火車上面啲蒸氣有咩分別咧？就係一個咧就係有 captured， 一個咪冇咯。一個咧就係 blowing uselessly into the air， 即係話就咁吹咗出去嗰個嘅空氣之中，而呢一個咧就係捉咗嚟，即係佢 capture， 即係困住佢而變成一啲推動一啲機器嘅一啲嘅動力啦。咁我哋睇翻呢個 it 先啦，咁所以咧你就會係 it refers to the water， 或者可以寫埋咧係in the kettle， 咁所以咧就係只係嗰啲嗰個 kettle， 但係呢個 kettle 唔係真係 kettle 嚟㗎，就係真係好似一個 kettle， 即係好似一個水煲嘅原理，咁佢煲滾咗啲水啦，咁但係 it 咧就係因為佢話要轉成蒸汽啊嘛，咁一定係水咯，一定係水啦，就唔會係一啲嘅唔會係熱力啦，即係唔會將啲熱力變成蒸氣，一定係將啲水變成蒸氣，咁所以唔會係 heat 啦，亦都唔係將啲 coal fire 啦，唯一嘅名詞咧就係 water 啦。接住咧就到第5題啦。How is the steam in a kettle used differently to the steam in a steam engine？ 究竟咧就係喺個壺上面嘅蒸氣同埋喺個引擎裏邊嘅蒸氣，究竟有咩分別咧？嗰個怎樣不同咧？咁其實最主要頭先我都講咗啦，一個咧就會係即係吹咗喺空氣之中唔用嘅，而 steam engine 即係佢滾咗出嚟嘅蒸汽咧，就會捉咗佢啦，然後跟住之後咧就用嚟去發電啊，或者去推動個引擎啦。咁所以咧你就會寫翻咧 the steam in a kettle blows uselessly into the air。一個咧就係冇用嘅，就會噴咗出嚟就算數噶啦。跟住咧就但係啦 but the steam in a steam engine is captured and used to power a machine， 就會用嚟咧係推動嘅一個機器嘅。好啦，到最尾嗰段啦。So how does this steam engine power a whole train？ 呢個 power 咧係即係點推動啊？呢個即係其實係點樣 push 點樣去可以推動成架火車啦。In short， 即係簡單嚟講啦 ，the steam flows down into a cylinder。cylinder 咧係即係一個好似一個圓管形嘅一個樽咁樣啦 ，just in front of the wheels， 即係 wheels 咧喺嗰個車輪嗰度咧前邊 ，OK， 咁即係話啲蒸汽咧就會喺個車輪前面就即係捉咗啦，然後就推動 pushing a tight-fitting plunger 即係一個推動器啦 ，known as piston。The piston is connected to the train's wheels， 即係話咧，因為啲蒸汽係好，即係佢哋推動，即係佢煲滾好多水啦，然後跟住之後即係佢會發出好多嘅即係會有好多嘅蒸汽而推動咗個車嗰個車轆。咁然後咧到 as the piston is pushed by the steam，the wheels turn around。好啦，咁跟住個 piston 咧就因為由啲蒸汽所推動啦，於是咧就會令到嗰個 wheels 咧，即係個車輪咧係會轉 ，moving the train forward。好啦，呢個係第一步啦，啲蒸汽就會推動嗰個 piston， 而 piston 就會係啦，咁就會開始令到嗰個車轆係會開始向前行啦。As the wheels turn around。好啦，當到嗰個 wheels 即係嗰個車輪咧就會開始轉嗰陣時咧 the piston pushes the steam back through the cylinder and out of the train's chimney。咁即係話咧，到嗰個車輪轉到去一個彎，即係 turns around 去轉一個彎嗰陣時啦，咁個 piston 咧就會推翻啲蒸汽翻去個 cylinder 度。頭先我哋冇話啲 steam 入咗個 cylinder 嘅，咁而家咧就推咗出去嗰個轆度啦。而家經過個轆之後咧，又再翻去個 cylinder 度，跟住咧就推出去嗰個嘅火車嘅煙囪啦。咁嗰陣時咧先至會，因為嗰陣時已經係即係凍咗嘅嗰啲蒸汽，於是就會推出去離開咗嗰個火車。咁所以咧，其實嗰個 steam 咧係會經過一次啦。去嗰個轆嗰度啦，跟住之後推動咗之後轉咗個轆，即係將個 wheel turn around 之後咧，又會推翻啲蒸汽翻去個 cylinder 度，即係個 cylinder 咧係會經過 cylinder 一次，跟住再翻轉頭就第二次，跟住再推出去嗰個嘅嗰個煙囪嗰度。咁所以條問題問你咧 ，in a steam engine, how many times does the steam move through the cylinder？ 究竟係會嗰個蒸汽會經過個 cylinder 係幾多次咧？就係2次啦。咁所以你寫翻啦 ，in a steam engine，the steam 即係蒸汽啦 ，move 記住要加翻 s 啦。因為佢問你呢度有個 does 啊嘛 ，the steam moves through the cylinder twice。好啦，到第7題啦，佢問你啦，就identify which of the following statements are true。我哋睇翻啦 ，steam engines were used in machines that make things。係啦，呢一個咧就係啲蒸汽嘅引擎係用嚟乜嘢咧？係啲機器用嚟製造東西嘅嘢。咁我哋睇翻咧文章又的確有講過，佢話係喺啲工廠度用嚟即係製造其他嘢㗎。佢有講過話咧係 佢話 not only on trains 啦 ，but also a wide variety of machines in factories， 即係話咧喺啲工廠度，咁工廠係一啲地方製造嘢，咁所以的確咧係除咗係火車嘅用途之外咧，係仲有一個其他嘅用途嘅，所以呢一個咧係 true。接住啦，the writer thinks that steam engines are the greatest invention ever， 呢個係 false 㗎。因為點講咧？因為佢話咧係 rank with 啊，見唔見到呢個 rank with？ 即係話咧係同佢排齊名，同呢啲幾樣嘢咧都係一樣係一個偉大嘅發明。OK，among the greatest， 即係都係其中之一啫，只係。咁所以咧呢一個咧係 false 嘅。Steam engines contain a kettle， 呢一個咧都係 false 嘅。佢其實咧你見唔見到佢嗰個上面個 kettle 咧係會用咗一個開山引號，見唔見到？即係呢度有個 kettle 係有個開山引號，呢一個咧係即係一個比喻嚟嘅咋，唔係真係有一個水壺喺嗰個車嗰個裏邊咯。咁所以咧就係俾一個比喻，咁所以就係一個唔啱啦。D 啦 ，First the pistol is moved by the steam，and the steam is moved by the piston。係啦，就係話首先咧個 piston 咧就係因為有蒸汽啦，所以就推動佢向前行啦。咁但係佢轉咗一次咧，即係令到個轆轉咗一次之後咧，個 steam 咧又會係就由個 piston 咧就推翻去個轆度，再經翻個身度就再出翻去。所以咧佢又的確咧係被嗰個 piston 再推一次出去嘅。咁所以呢個咧就係 true 啦。咁所以答案咧係 A 同 D。第二個閱讀理解咧就係一個 poem 啦，我哋睇下啦。Deep in our refrigerator 就係一個雪櫃啦。Deep in our refrigerator there is a special place for food that's been around a while。就係話咧喺個雪櫃裏邊咧有一個好特別嘅地方啦，就係專係擺啲食物咧已經喺嗰度存在一段時間㗎啦。Around a while，we keep it just in case。即係話點解會仲 keep 住佢咧？就係 just in case 突然間需要啦，咁就可以用到。It's probably too old to eat, my mother likes to say。咁就係話啦，點解唔食咧？就話點解食？即係點解唔食咧？就係因為我已經比較夠啦，咁啊唔好食啦，擺埋一邊。But I don't think it's old enough for me to throw away。咁跟住就話啦，咁又點解唔抌咗佢咧？即係又唔食就因為即係已經有啲舊啦，咁而又點解唔抌咧？又係 not old enough， 即係話好似咧就唔係真係舊到要抌咗佢。It stays there for a month or more to ripen in the cold。呢一個咧就係話佢擺多一個月啦，跟住就喺個即係好凍嘅空氣之中咧，就喺度即係繼續啦。And soon we notice fuzzy clumps of multi-coloured mold。mold 咧就係發毛啦，即係話咧開始咧有啲唔同顏色嘅毛菌喺度啦。The clumps are larger every day。你知毛菌咧就會越嚟越多，跟住之後就發毛就會個舊嘢越嚟越大。We notice this as well, but mostly when what we notice is certain special smell。即係唔單止發毛之餘咧，仲有特別一陣味喺度。When finally it all comes, a nasty mass of slime. My mother takes it out and says, apparently it's time. Apparently 咧，即係解好明顯地咧，係時間啦咁。係時間做乜嘢咧 ？She dumps it in the garbage can， 就抌咗落去個垃圾桶。Though not without regret。嗱，咁佢阿媽就好覺得好惋惜啦，唉，又冇食到啦咁樣。Then fills the space with other food that's not so ancient yet。Ancient means old， 即係話咧，又將嗰個位咧擺咗食物啦，又唔係真係咁舊，又未至於要抌嘅嘢啦。好啦，第一題啦 ，identify two rhyming words in the first stanza of the poem。咁第一個 stanza 嘛，佢講明一定要係第一個 stanza， 咁所以兩個 rhyming words 咧就會係place 啦，同埋 case 啦，而另一個咧就係 say 啦，同埋 away 啦。咁所以你就會寫翻咧就係呢一個嘅place and place 或者 place rhymes with case 啦，或者係say and 或者 say rhymes with away。第二題啦，why doesn't the mother 即係指文章裏邊個媽咪throw away the food even though it's too old to eat？ 就係點解咧？佢有解釋㗎，佢有講話咧， 佢話點解原因就係 But I don't think it's old enough， 就係話 she doesn't think it's old enough。What two things happen to the food when it is in this special place？ 有邊兩件事會發生咧？頭先我哋都間低咗噶啦，就係有毛啦，發毛啦。第二件事咧就會係 gives off a special smell， 即係會有陣味。咁所以咧就會係it's gets moldy 啦 ，it gets moldy and it smells， 即係話咧係好臭啦，有一陣臭味喺度。Which word in the final stanza shows how the mother feels when she throws the food away？ 好明顯咧，就係代表呢個 regrets 啦，應該係佢覺得好惋惜、好後悔，即係或者好覺得好可惜咯，唔係後悔嘅，佢覺得好可惜啊，要抌咗呢啲食物啦咁樣。James loved to visit his grandma at her house in the countryside. He liked living in the city.But whenever he went to the countryside and looked up at the sky， 即係向住個天上面望啦 ，he felt that the air was cleaner and he liked how quiet it could be. His grandma lived by 或者 near 都得 by or near a lake, so whenever he visited, he would go swimming. Diving into the cool water， 即係潛入去啲水度啦 ，it was a wonderful feeling. Sometimes he would row a boat across the lake to， 因為佢話 to the other side， 所以 across and have picnics with his sister. Far away from the dirt and the noise of the city， 即係話遠離嗰個城市嘅一啲噪音或者嗰啲嘅污染啦。Far away from the dirt， 即係遠離 far away from 係一個 phrase 啦。And the noise of the city， 即係嗰個城市嘅噪音啦。呢個係的咁嘅意思，個城市嘅噪音同埋嗰啲嘅污染。接住到 relative pronouns 啦，你會見到呢度咧就係佢講緊 James 啦 ，like the train， 呢個 train 係一個即係個死物啦，所以應該係用 which took him to his grandma's house。The friendly ticket collector， 因為 collector 係嗰個即係收飛嗰個人啊，咁應該係人嚟㗎啦，所以係 who always worked on the same train route recognized James because James took the train so often。However, one summer, James was late for the train. He rushed to the platform。platform 即係嗰個嘅月台啦。而喺嗰度咧，就你會揾到嗰架火車嘅。咁所以咧係 where the train usually was。好啦，你究竟用 where 因為 which 咧，你又問自己 where was the train usually was 係咪啊？應該係 where was the train usually。究竟個火車通常喺邊度啊嘛？咁所以我哋應該係用 where 唔係 which 啦。And found that it was empty. Even worse, he searched his pockets 喺個袋嗰度咧個地方啦 ，where he was sure he had put the ticket earlier, but he couldn't find it. He tried to remember 乜嘢 he had last seen the ticket, but it was no use. 咁呢一個咧其實可以有兩個答案嘅，究竟係之前即係最後一次，最後其實你係跟呢一個咯，最後一次喺邊度見啦，同埋最後一次係幾時見啦？都得，咁就 when he had last seen the ticket， 抑或係 where he had last seen the ticket 咧都 OK 嘅。But it was no use. The ticket was lost and train had left. The ticket collector， 而James 好中意嗰個啊，咁所以咧係應該係 whom。咁如果你寫 who 都 OK 嘅，即係James 好中意嗰個，因為咧呢個咧其實係本身係擺喺呢一個位噶嘛。James liked the ticket collector， 但係呢一度佢就係擺咗喺前面嗰度，所以我哋就用 whom 啦。The ticket collector whom James liked was very sympathetic， 即係同情佢啦。But there was nothing he could do. James sat down on a bench。乜嘢 was the empty platform？ 咁於是咧就係 which was on the， 而呢個 bench 係喺邊咧？係 which 啦。 係一個物件啊 ，which was on the empty platform， 即係嗰個 platform 裏面火車走咗啦嘛，咁要坐喺嗰個即係嗰個月台嘅一張凳啦 ，and started to cry. He was about to give up and go home. 第八咧就係 when a kind woman approached her， 就嗰個陣時啦，就有個女人去接觸佢。The woman whose face was very kind， 而嗰個女人的臉孔，呢個係 the woman whose face， 而 bench 咧就係死物啦，而佢係呢個係當嗰陣時，咁即係話呢一個係睇晒成個先得，即係喺嗰陣時想翻屋企嘅嗰陣時。咁接住咧 ，the woman whose face was very kind asked him what was wrong. James explained that he had lost his ticket and missed the train. He was upset because his grandma， 佢 grandma 係而家指緊佢嘅 grandma 啦，即係人啦。咁所以咧，我哋就用 who was waiting for him would be very worried， 即係話咧佢搭唔到火車，但係佢知道佢個祖母會等緊佢，咁所以咧佢就好唔開心啦。接住咧呢一個 passive voice 啦，咁你會見到啦 ，James 咧係點樣咧 ？was led down a corridor by the kind woman was led. He sat down in a chair and 好啦嗱，你會見到呢個係用呢個咧係 set 就係 past tense 啦，咁所以呢一個咧都應該係用 past tense 㗎，所以係 was given a tissue to dry his eyes. James asked if he could use the phone. If 嗱，你會見到呢個 if 啦 ，I don't call I 呢度咧仲有個 by 喎，即係 grandma 就會即係被佢 grandma 所擔心，所以咧就係 will be worried. As she won't know where I am. After James' grandmother 被通知啦，咁所以咧就係呢一個咧，你會見到係因為有個 after 啦，咁係先通知之後咧，佢先至感覺係開心一啲，所以呢一個咧就係 had been informed of the situation. James felt better. I have explained that right now I 乜嘢咧？佢話嗱，你見到呢個 right now 即係現在啦，我哋係俾啲職員所照顧㗎，咁所以咧就 I am being looked after， 即係被嗰啲職員所照顧。跟住佢就話啦 ，That's good, replied the woman. I have spoken to the staff on the train, and now your problem。好啦，嗱，佢話咧，你見到呢度啦，佢話 I have spoken， 而呢個 and 啦，咁好多時咧，你會見到如果呢個 and 啦，前邊同後邊嗰個動詞應該係一樣㗎，咁但係呢一個死物開頭，所以 your problem has been solved。第六啦，就係你將會，你未見到呢個 next 啊，因為 next 啊嘛，咁所以咧就係 will be allowed， 就將會俾人哋準你上去下一個班車啦，嗰個火車啦。好啦，呢度啦 ，while James， 好啦 ，while James 呢個第八咧係要用嗱，你會見到即係當呢個當咧係要用過去進行，你點知係過去進行咧？後邊都用過去進行。咁 James 啦 ，James was being told about this. He was starting to feel much better. 第九 ，he 乜嘢咧 ？was guided， 因為都係講翻當時啦 ，was guided to the correct platform by the friendly woman. When he saw the train, he rushed towards it, worried that it would leave without him again， 即係佢見到火車即刻跑去啦，頭先搭唔到，而家就即刻跑去啦。Wait said the woman, the train 而家係見到 right now 係被人哋清潔緊啦，所以咧就 is being cleaned。好啦，呢一個嘅 reporter speech 啦，呢一度你會見到咧就係呢個你會將嗰個佢嗰個講嗰句擺先啦。The ticket collector asked James， 好啦，呢個 where 咧直接放翻落去就得㗎啦。Where 記住個 did 字就唔會放啦。Where he had put， your 就要變咗 his 啦。Ticket 記住用 full stop 啊嚇。咁 James's grandma 嗱呢個 James 咧可以係 s apostrophe 就算，或者係嗰個 s 都得啊嚇。Grandma。好啦，呢一個咧就會係 said that I 即係佢係grandma 嘛，咁啊 she 啦 ，can 就變咗 could 啦 ，could not wait 或者 couldn't wait 都得。 to see her grandson。好啦 ，next week 咧就係 the following week。The journey was eventful because I lost my ticket, explained James。咁好啦，呢個咧就會擺翻 James 擺頭啦。James explained that 啦，加翻個 that， 因為呢個係一個 statement。好啦 ，the journey was eventful，eventful 即係好多發生好多事情。because 跟翻佢啦 ，because he 好啦，呢一個咧。你會見到係 past tense 啦，就會係所以係可以用翻 was 啦，或者係可以用 had been。had lost his ticket。咁呢個亦都可以係用had been 嘅，即係話咧係可以話係佢解釋話個旅程非常之發生好多嘢，因為佢唔見咗佢張飛。好啦 ，Grand 呢個 I made an apple pie this morning 咁樣咧就會係 Grandma said that she 好啦 made 咧就係因為 had made 即係之前做咗啦 ，past tense 要轉 past perfect。An apple pie this morning 咧就要轉咗 that morning。Did you say thank you to the people at the station? Grandma asked James。咁呢一個咧就係 Grandma asked James。好啦，呢一個係一個 yes no question 啊嘛，係咪？所以要加 if 啦 ，if。OK，if 咁啊 James 係變咗 he 啦。過去式你 did 咧係唔寫翻落去嘅，咁係 had said thank you。thank you 依然都係要將佢同即係本身個句子一樣啦，係開山引號加個 hyphen 啦。你唔改佢本身講嘅嘢嘅 ，to the people at the station。記住用翻 full stop 喎。Do you remember when I used to climb the tree in your garden? James asked Grandma。咁啊一樣寫翻 James asked Grandma。好啦，呢一個咧係 yes no question 啦，就加 if 啦。記住 do 係唔寫落去嘅，咁樣咧就係 if she 現在式嚟噶嘛，咁你個 remember 咧就轉做以過去式啦 ，remembered。When 咁啊 I 就係阿 James 所 he 啦。Used to 呢一個唔需要改，因為本身都係講以前，咁而家都係以前。Climb the tree in her garden 喺佢嗰個花園嗰度。Have as much apple pie as you like, Grandma told James。咁於是咧 ，Grandma told James。好啦，呢一個咧，呢個其實咧係用個動詞開頭啦，呢個係命令句嚟嘅，所以咧係 to have as 照寫翻得噶啦 ，as much apple pie as he liked。個 like 咧都係要轉翻依啲嘅。好啦 ，bring the cream over here，Grandma instructed James。咁樣咧 ，Grandma 咧。Instructed James。好啦，呢個係命令句啦，所以要加個 to 字喺前邊啦，而 to 後邊咧都係一樣係不變動詞嘅。To bring the cream over here 咧要轉 there，over there。I bought some fresh cream yesterday, Grandma said。咁所以咧呢個係 Grandma said that。She 好啦，呢個 bought 係 past tense 啦，所以係 had bought。咁啊，呢個 some fresh cream 係照寫翻嗰個 some fresh cream 啦。記住呢個 past tense 係要轉 past perfect 嘅，而 yesterday 咧就係轉 yesterday 就係 the day before 啦。Make sure you have a good rest tomorrow, James told Grandma。咁 James told Grandma。好啦，呢一個係因為好似係一個命令句咁樣啦，用一個動詞開頭，你就會加翻 to 啦。To make sure she 咁呢個 have 就要轉 had 啦。 a good rest， 而 tomorrow 咧就係 the next day 或者係 the following day 都得。呢個 adjectives、adverbs 同埋 comparatives 啦，你記住呢個 comparatives 都會有變化啦。The road to Grandma's house was very peace 就要轉 peaceful 啦，就好和平啦，好安靜啦。Because there was nobody around, James walked 咁啊，梗係 happily 啦，好開心地啦。Next to his grandma, it was the 乜嘢咧？嗱，呢個 he had been all day 嘅，所以係有個序嘅意思，呢度有個 the， 所以 the most relaxed it was the most relaxed he had been。點解唔係 relaxing 咧？其實呢題都幾難，因為形容緊佢好 relaxed，係 he had been all day， 即係 he had been the most relaxed all day， 即係話係佢最悠閒嘅時間。咁形容個人咧，我哋係要加 ed。He had never been， 好啦，呢度有個 than 啦，咁所以咧就係 more stressed 嗱，都係點解唔係 stress 唔係 stressing 啊或者 stressful 啦 ？He had never been more stressed than he had been earlier that morning。呢個咧因為佢係一個比較式，所以用 more 啦。咁形容 he 形容佢阿 James， 所以咧我哋要用 stressed 有 feeling 嘅話，我哋就要加 ed 啦形容詞。Suddenly, a man appeared on the road. He was wearing dark glasses and a neat suit. He slowly started to pull something out of his pocket. James became quite worried when his grandma grabbed his hand and pulled him into a nearby field. 竟然 grandma 咁犀利喎，即係捉住佢手，跟住拉咗入去個田度。She was walking， 因為有個 than 啦，所以咧係 faster than he thought was possible for an elderly lady， 即係話 grandma 都年紀唔細，但係可以行得好快。When they had been walking for some time, James' grandma suddenly just stopped in a small park. I'm sorry, James, she said. This must be 好啦 ，this must be 應該係乜嘢咧？係 confusing for you， 即係好係對佢係好混亂啦。this 因為 this 啦唔係人啦，咁所以呢一個咧係應該係加 ing 嘅一個adjective。I will try to explain, but first you should know that the man can fire a gun 乜嘢 than anyone else I know better than。竟然無啦啦會有個人咧係會即係會開槍，咁呢度有個 than， 所以咧 good 咧就要轉 better 啦。接住呢個 conditional sentences 啦。Now said grandma, I 乜嘢 you what is going on if you promise not to tell anyone else。好啦，呢一個咧呢個見面到呢個 promise 呢個 conditional one 嚟嘅。所以 I will tell you 咧就啱啦。James promised. He decided that if Grandma was in trouble， 嗱呢個見面都用 was，he 咁所以呢個咧係 conditional to， 就會用 conditional to， 即係佢假設佢幻想啊，就會 would protect her。Then Grandma told James that she was a spy。竟然佢 Grandma 係一個間諜喎。James shouted with surprise，but Grandma said that if he didn't calm down, the man in suit。嗱，佢呢個幻想呢個係假設啦 ，didn't calm down， 所以呢個咧都係 conditional to， 呢個就會係 would hear 啦。Would hear them. James said that he was worried about her, but Grandma said, "If you are a spy." 嗱呢個你見到 if you are a spy, you 好啦，所有嘅間諜都會收，即係應該係 conditional 嘅零。OK 就會係每一次係即係每一個間諜都收到嘅，即係唔會係將會係一定會，所以係 receive。You receive lots of training to keep yourself safe. She explained that the man wanted to kill her。即係頭先嗰個人咧係想殺佢 ，because she knew about some crimes that he had committed。咁原來嗰個人咧係一個即係壞人啦，咁而想殺佢。If I tell the police what he has done, she explained. He 嗱呢個係假設，所以都係 conditional one 啦。He will go straight to prison. He will go 就係話將會去，即係如果我話咧，佢就會去；如果我唔話，警察唔知咧，就唔會俾人送去監獄。所以 conditional one 係有可能發生嘅。She was annoyed because if she had known that the man was going to be there。She 好啦，嗱呢一度咧就係你會見到 had known 啦，所以呢一個咧係 conditional three， 即係話佢好後悔啊呢一度。如果佢知道個男人喺度，佢咧就 would have cancelled James' visit。would have cancelled 係 conditional three 係一個後悔嘅意思啦。It's rude that I have if a family member visits me, I 係啦，佢話呢個係一個規則啦，咁所以呢個係一個零，即係每次有人探佢咧，佢都一定係會嘗試 I try to make sure that my job doesn't put them in danger， 即係佢個工作就要唔可以令佢，即係佢個工作令到佢有一定嘅危險。Grandma told James to hide while she dealt with the man. James didn't want to leave Grandma because if the man found her, he 乜嘢咧？嗱，呢個係假設啦，又會見到一個 past tense 啦，所以係 conditional two 啦。If the man found her, he would kill her. If I hadn't missed the train, he thought we 嗱。呢一個 hadn't miss 啦，即係佢又係後悔啦。如果佢冇唔見一張飛搭唔到嗰間班車啦 ，we would not have bumped， 就唔會遇見嗰個男人啦。Grandma is in danger and it's all my fault. James told his grandma that he didn't want to hide without her. Okay, we will both hide together in that bush, she replied, but promise me that if we see the man， 即係如果假如見到佢啦，呢個係有可能發生啦。You will stay in the bush， 你就會淨係一個人會留喺度。好啦，接住 tenses 啦。While they were hiding in the bush, James' heart 乜嘢咧？咁佢個心就跳得好緊張啦。你會見到呢個因為有個 while 啦，所以咧就係 heart was beating very fast。Because he was so nervous, he was still confused. 你會見到 every summer 即係每一個假期都去啦。咁for as long as he could remember。嗱，好多學生咧就 he visits， 即係見到 every 啊嘛。但係其實錯嘅，點解啊？因為咧，你見到 for， 即係一直由以前咧到嗰陣時咧，都係一直有探佢嘅。咁而家已經唔係，即係唔係而家呢件事已經係講緊當時，即係話嗰個係一個 past 啦。但係咧，由以前一直到去嗰陣時過去嗰一刻咧，都有探佢個 grandma 嘅。咁所以咧 ，he had visit， 同現在冇關啊嚇，而家。第三啦，咁但係佢一直都唔知佢嘅 grandma 係一個 spy 啦。But there was never any clue， 即係冇線索咧話原來佢grandma 係一個間諜。I was expecting to eat apple pie with my grandma, but now I 見唔見到呢個 now 啦？就所以好明顯啦，就會用乜嘢 ？I am crouching， 即係無端端會竟然喺嗰個樹叢嗰度匿埋 ，crouch 即係踎低匿埋 ，hiding from someone who wants to kill her。Just as grandma started to suggest， 留意下 suggest 後邊咧係一定加一個 gerund 嘅，sneaking out of the bush。The man suddenly 呢一個咧係 walked， 因為其實都係用翻之前嘅啫。咁所以咧就咁 walk 就 OK 噶啦。Walked into the park where they were hiding. Then the man stopped staring at the bush where they were hiding. It looks like he 呢個見到 already 啦，所以 he has seen us already. OK， 我要同佢講一講。I will speak， 因為當時啊嘛，我會同佢講。你會見到呢個係對話之內嘅，咁所以咧見到現在式，同埋我將會同佢講。Stay here, instruct Grandma. That is a terrible idea, cried James in a whisper. 雖然佢尖叫，但係佢好細聲咁講，所以咧又喺對話之內啦。呢個咧你會用翻現在式啦。But it was too late. There was nothing he could do except wait. 嗱，你會見到咧就係 could do 乜嘢咧 ？Could do nothing but 有時會有 but 嘅喺英文呢個 phrase。Could do nothing but 後邊或者 except 都得。後邊咧係要加一個不變動詞嘅。But wait， 接住啦就到 articles 啦，你會睇到呢個咧，睇到呢個 James was trembling with fear as grandma walked up to the man， 即係個 grandma 就直接出去同個男人講啦。Because this was The sort of man who carried a gun， 即係話係嗰類人會有槍嘅人啊。咁呢個你會見到咧，就係嗰類男人啦，因為佢唔係普通一個，咁所以咧係嗰類人咧係會有槍。Although Grandma had told James 係人啦，所以唔需要有 articles 啦。That she was a spy, but there were still a lot of things that he didn't understand。佢而家唔明，因為啱啱先知道佢嘅 grandma 係一個 spy。Was Grandma a police officer? James remembered when his grandma had said she would not be at home for many months， 即係佢又記得佢 grandma 曾經講過話唔喺屋企嘅，有時會。James had been told that she was on holiday, but maybe she was doing 第六咧，你見唔到 mission 眾數，所以咧就唔需要有個 s 啦。For 乜嘢咧 ？For the government， 即係幫政府做嘢。James looked into 呢個咧第8啦 ，the park。Where his grandma and the man were talking. He couldn't hear what they were saying, but it looked like 呢個見唔到個 I 字，一個 inoffensive conversation， 即係一個咧有少少唔係太好嘅即係好似唔係太好嘅對話，即係感覺上好似就嚟要打交咁樣。An inoffensive conversation. The man, however, looked like he was preparing for a fight， 即係準備要打交。How could Grandma fight a criminal? James thought. She is 81 years old， 已經81歲啦喎，竟然可以係一個間諜去可以打佢哋咁樣，打呢個咁樣後生仔，咁佢就好擔心佢個 grandma 啦。然後啦，接住到 connectives 啦，我哋睇一睇呢一個啦。James didn't think that his grandma could fight the man。乜嘢 ？She didn't look frightened。但係佢話咧，佢覺得 grandma 81歲就冇可能打佢嘅，但係竟然佢又唔驚喎 grandma 個樣。But she didn't look frightened. She is a spy, he thought。嗱呢個咧 ，she has probably had lots of training。咁所以就係應該有好多嘅訓練啦。Grandma must have had combat training。combat 即係等於 fighting 咁嘅意思，即係識得點樣同人哋搏鬥。乜嘢 ？She ran at the man and started punching and kicking him。咁你會因為咧佢就話grandma 一定係學過點樣打啦，因為佢竟然跑上去打嗰個男人喎 ，because 啦，或者係since 都得，因為乜嘢 ？She started attacking him. The man looked confused。跟住咧第4啦，當佢攻擊佢嗰陣時，個男人就好迷惑，唔知點解咁老呢個阿婆都可以打到佢喎。乜嘢 ？Grandma was an old lady. He hadn't expected her to be so good at fighting。嗱呢一個咧係因為啦，咁一般嚟講唔會用 because 嘅，我哋用 since 啦可以。OK，since 啦，since Grandma was an old lady， 即係因為佢已經年紀好大啦，咁佢咧呢個人咧就冇諗過佢會咁叻去打到佢。But he soon realized that he would be badly hurt。乜嘢 ？He started to fight back。就除非佢開始即係去打翻佢轉頭啦 ，unless he started to fight back。乜嘢 ？He found that he couldn't hit her because she was moving so fast。咁跟住咧，佢就想打翻佢轉頭，但係咧用 however 啦，唔可以用 but，就因為有個 comma 喺度啦，兼且係作為第一個字。但係咧，佢發覺佢打唔到佢，因為佢好快。Grandma kept ducking down。ducking 咧係呢個係動詞，即係踎低嘅。即係一路踎低，咁佢咧就 punching the air， 即係佢就變咗打咗啲空氣，就唔係打到 grandma。第8咧就會so he kept punching the air instead， 即係所以咧就會係佢只可以係打到啲空氣。嗱唔可以用 so that 㗎嚇 ，so that 咧係解為了啊，咁你冇理由為咗可以打空氣啊嘛，係咪？即係佢 keep 即係咁踎低，所以佢就變咗打空氣啦。乜嘢咧 ？She grabbed his knees, bringing him down to the floor。呢一個咧係應該 then， 即係然後咧佢捉住佢隻腳啦。Then he grabbed his knees, bringing him down to the floor， 即係然後佢就捉住佢嗰個膝頭啦，就將佢成個抌落地下。She tied his hands behind his back, pulled out her phone and called the police. When the police arrived and took the man away, James came out of his hiding place. All that fighting has made me hungry。第10啦，所以我哋一齊去食下嗰個派啦。So let's go and eat that pie。